Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Misty, and on this channel we do a lot of lifestyle, makeup, skincare, beauty reviews, anything you can think of honestly at this point. So yeah, if you're new here, welcome. Don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Today we are doing a Japan travel guide. About a month ago I went to Japan. I got to visit Tokyo and Kyoto and it was amazing. And yeah, a lot of you guys on my Instagram wanted to know how I afforded this, how I did my budget breakdown, and what was my budget for the whole entire trip, and that is what we're gonna get into today. Sorry if you happen to see Miso walking around in the background. I am literally sitting in my living room recording this. This is actually me and Justin's brand new apartment. We moved to Seattle, Washington, which is a huge change from living in Southern California, and where it just honestly rains here all the time. But yeah, besides that, let's get right into this video. So I did out all the math and we roughly spent under $2,500 a person. So I know a lot of you guys are thinking $2,500 is actually quite a lot of money, and yes it is. Japan is very expensive to travel to, but $2,500 per person in the grand scheme of it was the smallest amount of money we could spend for being there for 8 days. And we did make a couple of purchases here and there that were very expensive, but I'm going to break that all down in this video. The first thing I want to talk about is flights. So an average flight to Japan costs anywhere between $1,000 to $1,200 if you're going during the prime time seasons that everybody wants to go. The prime season everybody generally wants to go is during the cherry blossom season, the Golden Week, and I think Christmas and any time in the summer, honestly. I'm sure there's plenty of other holidays that I'm missing out, but a lot of people tend to go during those time periods, and that is when the prices will hike all the way up. So I recommend if you want to get a cheap flight, use different various external apps such as I used Hopper, JustFly, Expedia, Kayak to try to look for cheaper flights or connecting flights that would make your flight to Japan not as expensive. Me and Justin spent roughly about $640 a person for flight, and that is round trip. So that's about $320 there, $320 back, which in my opinion is a steal. So we went during the rainy season, although when we were there it wasn't raining that bad. If you guys watch our Japan vlog series, it was actually pretty sunny majority of the time except when we first went to Kyoto. I will also leave a link for that up there if you guys want to watch our Japan series. Go watch it, there's 5 episodes. And yeah, we got our flights off of JustFly. We did have a layover in Manila. It was about a 4-hour layover, which again is not terrible. The first incoming flight was about a 2-hour layover in Manila, and then the returning flight was about almost 5-hour layover. Now, that's the thing with cheaper flights. You need to be careful because sometimes the layovers will be like 18 hours in Taipei. I was looking at some of the prices that were like $500 round trip, and some of the layovers were ridiculously extreme. So, if you're down to do that and sleep in an airport in Taipei for like 20 hours extra, do you, but personally I didn't want to do that because airtime is already really exhausting when you're up in the air, especially because you can't lay down and you have to sit sleeping up, so you kind of wake up sore, you're also jet lagged. So yeah, personally I think you could get a really good deal, probably $600, maybe $700 instead of paying $1,000 to $1,200. Next part of the budget is the hotel. So you have your options of staying in a hostel, Airbnbs, or hotels. Hotels can be very expensive, but we went on the cheap side of the hotels and honestly it really wasn't that bad. Japanese hotels, when you get them on the cheaper end, are actually really small, and they're not really dirty or grungy like the way we have motels in the States, no offense to the States. But yeah, you could get a pretty good deal at a hotel for about $50 a night, which is what me and Justin did when we were both in Tokyo and Kyoto. We spent only $50 to $60 a person a night, and we got pretty decent hotel rooms that were, not the best hotels, but definitely not anything close to like a roach-infested motel. And for hotels, you can use really great booking service such as Booking.com, Agoda, Kayak, etc. There's a lot of websites. Agoda was a really good one that we found. We booked a couple of our hotels, and our Hakone private onsen was booked there as well. Now for transportation is very effective in Japan. What's really popular among tourists that go into Japan is the JR Pass. JR Pass is the Japan Rail Pass, and it basically lets you ride these really great bullet trains, the Shinkansen, and get between major cities such as, you know, Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, Nagoya, any of the ones you can really think of that a lot of tourists go to. So a JR Pass for 7 days is about $250 a person. That is pretty expensive, but when you're going to Japan, you know, you want to squeeze in as many cities as you can. If you're just traveling within one city, just like Tokyo, you can honestly ride the bus, which is really affordable, or you can ride their subway system, which is very fast and affordable as well. The subway within the city only costs like $1 or less than $2 most of the time. That's how we got around Tokyo, actually. And that's something I want to shed some light in, because we went to our JR station at the airport and we thought that the JR Pass would give you access to everything, like even within the city, and that's not the case. It actually is only between major cities and major train stations. So if you want to travel within a city, like within the districts of Tokyo or within the districts of Kyoto, you're better off, or not you're better off, your only option is really to ride the bus and ride the subway. Another cool thing is that most hotels will offer bus passes. So you can actually spend like $6 a person and they'll give you an all-day bus pass that you can use pretty much all day, and you just go into the bus, you scan it into the little machine in the front of the bus, you take it out and it punches a date onto that bus pass, and then you can use it the whole entire day. Japan's transportation system actually is pretty good. They have various different times and various different trains that you can take to different parts of different cities, and it's relatively fast. It can get a little packed in there if you're in there during like the local commute time where normal workers are. If you've ever seen those videos on YouTube or on the internet where there's all these Japanese people being sardined into a subway, that is very, very accurate. But yeah, what's also really cool is that your Google Maps can tell you every single route and stop you need to go to, and you don't have to worry about, you know, using some foreign, you know, map that you can't read to try to figure out where you need to go. That's something that I really, really do appreciate about traveling in Japan. So the next on the budget is food, and food is, in my opinion, the most important part of the budget. If you guys watch our Japan vlog series, I was literally eating like every 20 to 30 minutes. And of course, we spend most of our money on like food stalls. You know, you go to locations that have festivals or just happen to have a lot of food stalls and a lot of people and tourism and whatnot. But there are really cool mom and pop shops that range in different prices. There's really awesome ramen shops that are extremely affordable, and the ramen in Japan is so good. It just really depends on what you want to spend your money on, but we were able to eat pretty well with only $75 a day. So another part of the budget, which may not be necessarily part of your budget, but was part of mine, was souvenirs. I really, really love getting souvenirs for family and friends. That's just something I grew up doing a lot. And so, you know, I have a lot of family members and loved ones that I wanted to get things for. And of course, souvenirs can be pretty expensive. And so the best advice I can give you is to just get them snacks. Like, Japanese snacks are freaking good, and they're also really inexpensive. You can pick them up anywhere, and they're also only native to Japan most of the time. So anything you buy in Japan that can't be bought in the States is basically a perfect souvenir, and a tasty one too. The best thing I can give advice to anybody about how to budget in Japan and how to not spend too much while you're traveling, because of course when you're traveling you just want to do all these great luxurious things, and experience is always worth the price. But there's a lot of sightseeing in Japan, such as architecture and temples and castles, and just walking around the city, like walking around Takashita Street or the Nishiki Market in Kyoto. There are so many great places that are free, that don't cost admission. And don't get me wrong, while we were there, we went to Team Labs, which is a beautiful digital imaging museum that uses lights and projection. In my opinion, that was really worth it. But to other people, you know, there's a timelessness and a classicness in traveling that just has to do with enjoying the city for what it is. And Japan has so many different aspects of culture and inhabitant to it that is different than the States, that I think is worth just viewing for free. So let's go ahead and total all those numbers up. I have it written here in front of me. So I said that we had spent $640 on flights, $350 on hotel rooms, $250 on our JR pass to get around transportation, $525 on food. In total, that is $1,765, which is under $2,000. Again, of course, I did really fun things, like I got a kimono rental. We stayed at a really expensive hotel on the last day in Hakone, and we got a private onsen, which was about $250 a person. Of course, we bought souvenirs as well, and we bought a couple of clothing pieces. But in terms of it, it is totally doable to go to Japan for under $2,000 to $2,500. So that is the end of this video, guys. I really hope that was helpful. I definitely wanted to kind of break down the numbers with you and be honest and talk about how much we really spent. I know it looks like we spent a lot of money on our vlogs, but honestly, we really didn't spend anything roughly over $2,500. If anything, I wouldn't be shocked if we spent the bare minimum of $2,000. Again, some of the money was lost in the souvenirs and also me just playing arcade games randomly and blowing money on that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching. If you guys have time, please stop by our Japan vlog series on my channel. It would mean the world to me. I worked really hard on editing that, and honestly, I love rewatching that series because Japan was so much fun and I can't wait to go again next year. But yeah, if you guys like me, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Please give a thumbs up to this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!